New month, new inks. Today I'm going to be setting up my fountain pen lineup for the month of May. I usually do a dashboard page, so we're going to set that up and swatch out each of the colors. I'll show you which colors I'm using with which pens. Most of these I've never paired together before, so I don't know how they're going to turn out, but we'll see together. So to start off, I like to do just a little bit of decorating, and these are from Mandy Lynn Plans. This was part of her advent calendar this last year, so I'm going to go ahead and just add a little flair on the side here to make it a little nicer for me. So let's start with, oops, these stickers here, which are trim stickers. Kind of lay them along the side here. Now, obviously this isn't going to go all the way up here. So what I think I'm going to do is we're going to pull in a second side and then we'll cut it to be appropriately sized here. So I'm going to put you right about there, and I'm overlapping just a little bit to really blend these two stickers together. Just like that. And then we'll just take our scissors and you can see what today was like, or is like. It's pretty early in the morning still. So I'll turn that off. And then, oops, I'm going to take this little piece here. And if I lift up the corner here, I could put it underneath and have it go this way, or I could use it at the bottom to go here. I think I like that a little bit better. Perfect. So next I'm going to put in just a sticker so I can write or put on a sticker for currently inked. I think I'm going to go ahead and use one of these ones. I'm just trying to think which one. Now we do have some bleed through from the previous page, which is just kind of an issue this year, right? Let's use the square one, I think. And I do have a currently inked script that I think I might pull in as well. So I think I'm going to set it on this side. These are also from Mandy Lynn Plans. So I have a currently inked somewhere in here. Let me find that. There they are. And I'll just kind of put that right in the middle there. And that's our header. I really wish this wasn't bleeding through so much, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm going to start off with a couple of pens that I'm going to carry over from last month. They're mostly Esterbrook's. So some of them I got mid-month or something of that nature, and some of them I just didn't use as much as I thought I would this last month, so I'm going to continue with them this month. Now, this is a blank page. It doesn't have the grid like you have over here. So what I like to do instead is I'm just going to take a ruler here and we're going to make a couple of lines. I think right about there would be good. And because I don't want to use my fountain pen to do this up against my ruler, I'm actually going to use a pencil. And we're going to make a couple of lines here. Actually, I want to go down just a little bit. Give myself lots of room here. And this will give me a line to write on. We're going to go down a little bit further. I think I have about 4 boxes there in between. And then I'll be able to go back in here and erase these lines if I want to. Well, sounds like my neighbor's mowing his lawn. Happens. let's see, how many pens are we inking up today? We have 4 from last month and then 3 new ones, so 7. So 1, 2, 3. 4. 5. 6 and 7. This also gives me a little bit of room if I decide I want to add in another one. I can. There's one pen that I want to clean out and re-ink, which is this one. It has quickly become one of my favorite pens. This is a Pilot Custom 74. I think it's this Custom 74. But I can double check that and put it here for you guys. This pen writes amazing and is one of the first pens I usually gravitate towards. I have a teal ink in here, but I couldn't figure out which teal ink I put in here, to be honest. So that's why I'm not adding it to the page. As far as pens that we're going to include, I figured we'd start off with my newest pens. There's 2 of them. So this is an Esterbrook Model J. I got this in my Gold Spot Mystery Dip, which I got earlier this month for my birthday. So this one, instead of coming with ink samples like the Mystery Dips usually do, this one did come with a cartridge. I haven't finished this cartridge. I'm going to try and do that. I have noticed a lot of feathering with it, but we're going to try. So up here, I'm going to write Model J, and this is an Esterbrook. Usually I put that in the other order, but you know. This is actually, and I didn't note it in the video because I didn't realize what it was, but this is actually one of their flex nibs. So in this one, I believe it was a fine. Yes. So here I'm going to put flex. Fine. And for my ink, I have Esterbrook. I assume it's just black. I'm misspelling things. And then over here, I'm going to make a small box and make a little swatch of the ink so I can really see it. And there's our first ink. Now, sometimes I do make like a loopy pattern on here. I might decide to do that. I haven't decided. So we're going to start this way. I may add it in later or something. But there's our first pen. Our next pen is actually a pen that I inked up last month and then forgot I inked up. So we're going to go ahead and use it this month. This is my Esterbrook Estie Raven, which I got around Christmas time. So this one is inked up with Colorverse's Rainy Day, which is a really pretty blue color. I figure it's really good for spring. So I'm going to put Estie Raven. I'll put Esterbrook here. And now I think this is an extra fine. No, but let me double check here. It's always on the side if you're ever wondering. And yes, this is an extra fine. And this is inked up, like I said, with Colorverses. I love my Colorverse inks. They're from Korea, if you're ever curious. So I don't know if we're going to hit some increases with tariffs. I haven't looked to see, but I am a little concerned about that with some of the inks and pens because a lot of them are not made in the US, although the Estes, like the Esterbrook company, is a US company. I just don't know where their manufacturing is. So there's the Raven. I think below that, let's do my newest pen, which actually I just emailed Esterbrook about to ask them about the issue I'm having with this pen, which is that the barrel is so narrow that when I put, like when you put it back together, it gets caught on the converter in there, and I don't know if you guys can really see, but it's starting to scratch up the inside of the barrel. So this may be a pen that isn't with me all that, depending on what they say. But this is an this is the JR model, and I believe it's called Twinkle. And we're going Esterbrook again. I think this one is just a fine. Yes. On this nib, because these nibs are smaller than the Estes and the JR, or the J, sorry, this is the JR. It is on the top of the nib if you're ever wondering on those ones. So that one's a fine. And for this one, I am inking it up with Sailor's Manyo Fuji, or have inked it up. I think this is a really beautiful color. It has a lot of blues and purples in it, which I think is going to be really nice for spring. I have a lot of sticker kits and stuff I think are going to coordinate really well with this. I loved this color so much that I used up a sample and then bought an entire bottle of it. It did take me a little bit to find. I don't know if it was a limited edition or something, but I ended up buying it off of Amazon because that was the only place I could find it. It's not a very expensive ink, but it is a really beautiful one. And we'll do close-ups at the very end so you can see a little closer these colors. And then I think the last one that I currently have inked up is another JR. This is probably my oldest. Is it my oldest Esterbrook? I'm not sure. It might be. But this one is it was a limited edition, and it is called the Belize, I believe. And it has a diamond cast. So it has a micro sparkle to it. And this one I have inked up with Ferris Wheel Press's Emerald Garden. This is one of my favorite color combinations, like with pen and ink. So I've just kept it in there. So we're going to say JR and Belize. Beliza? It was done after the colors that are in the Brazil flag, I believe. So Esterbrook. I think this one is a medium, and it works really well with shimmer inks. Yes, medium. Instead of writing out all of Ferris Wheel Press, I'm just going to put an FWP and then put Emerald Gardens. Or maybe it's garden. It may not be, there may not be an S on the end. And then we'll make our little swatch over here. And the sparkle in this is just, it's so pretty. And it works with so many different kits and that kind of thing. So if you like a nice solid green, it's a really good option. All right, now let's go ahead and ink up a couple of pens to add into our arsenal. So when I was looking at things, I wanted to make sure I have color variety to match different sticker kits and things like that. So I knew I want something in the brown realm. And this one's a little bit more like a red brown, but this is Wilted Rose. It came in my Diamine ink vent this last year. I can link that up above if you guys want to see some of that. It's not all in one video, but I'll link some of it up there. And this was day 2. So I'm going to pair that with my normal Nautilus. This was a Alice Stationery custom pen. I believe it's, hold on, let me think. Something's Starry Night. Hold on. We're going to look it up. Oh, I have it wrote down in here. I know I do. Hold on. I'm like, where do I have it wrote down? The Golden Dreams is what it is. And by the way, this Colorverse Sailing Stone was an amazing match with this pen. The biggest issue I have with this pen is it is a little harder to clean out because you can't disassemble it the way you can some of my other pens because it is an internal mechanism. Like you have these little windows here, but you can't really completely take it apart to flush it out. So I want to make sure that I'm not putting a harder to clean out ink in here because I have concerns that I wouldn't be able to get out glitter elements and things like that. So here is Wilted Rose. Wilted Rose is a solid color. I do not know if we got any. It's hard to tell. Hold on. I think we do. Okay. So I'm going to put my lid back on here. I'm pretty sure we're inked up. But again, it's a little hard to tell. I'm pretty sure there's ink in there. So this is our narwhal. And it is spelled a little different. Oh, shoot. I did misspell already, but because it's N-A-H, the R isn't there. Because they changed the spelling. I think it was like a year ago or something. It's the same word. It's just instead of using, I think it's the English spelling, they started using the Finnish spelling because they are a Finnish company. Another pen that I'm a little concerned is going to be impacted by those tariffs. Golden Dreams. And the nib size on this one, I think it was a fine. Yes. Again, it's on the side here. I do really love this rose gold finish on the nib. And then we're going to have Diamine, Wilted Rose. I thought this was a good combination since it's kind of a more reddish brown, which I associate a little bit more with spring than fall. So there is that one. Next, we have this pen, an ink combo to do. So this is a Sailor 2Z. I really enjoy this pen. It is one of my bigger nibs at a medium. I do need to expand out into that broad world, but this is a totally customizable pen. It is a very uniquely designed pen as well, in that you can customize where your grip section is, and the feed hole is actually farther down, so it's better for using with things like sample bottles and things like that. But today we're going to be inking it up with Icy Lilac, which was another color from that Diamine ink vent. This was day 5, and it's a nice purple ink with like a silvery type glitter to it, which I have a lot of lilac kind of themed kits that I might be pulling in over the next month, so I thought that could be a really good combination. I have just a few more minutes before I have to leave, so hopefully we can finish this up. Just want to integrate all of that glitter so that when I do that pull up into the pen, I'm making sure to get some. So when you see a lot of glitter on the bottom like this, it just means that you need to agitate it a little bit more to get that ink, like glitter, completely integrated in your ink. Sometimes it likes to stick down there. I try not to shake too much and do more like rotation, but it's like habit, right? And sometimes that glitter really gets kind of stuck there because it hasn't moved in a while. Like this one, I don't think I've had it out since I swatched it around Christmas. So it really wants to stay in that corner. But I think that's good enough, and we'll go ahead and ink this one up. I'm really sorry if you can hear the lawnmowers. Oh, that was not a very good fill. Hold on. Sometimes when you're doing this, if you don't get a very good fill the first time, just going back down and retrying helps get some of that air out of the system, and so you get a better fill. So because I do change out my inks so often, I tend not to want necessarily a huge fill because I'll have to put it back into whatever container or I might lose it. So this is a Tuzi. Yeah. And it's a Sailor. I'm actually considering getting another one of these because they're fairly cheap, like under $50, and they write really well. So Sailor, and this one I'm just going to say black because it doesn't really have a name per se that I know of. And then this one is a medium. Again, it's on the side. I always double check. And we're going to be doing Diamine, Icy, Lilac, which is such a pretty color. Now it is very similar to what I have in the Twinkle, only in the Twinkle we don't have twinkling, and in this one we will. I didn't realize how similar I guess those were going to write. This is a little bit darker and a little bit more on the blue. But, you know, it means I really like that type of color, right? All right, for our last color, I'm actually going to be inking up a Sailor Vanishing Point. This is the Seashore. It was one of their exclusive limited editions that they did last year. And usually I like to try and be in the realm of the pen, like color-wise, but for this one, we're actually going to go a little outside of that because I think I want something that is a little bit different and a little more into the sun that we're going to be getting into in these coming months. So I decided I'm going to ink up with Colorverse's Sunbeam. This was part of their Inkfent calendar, and I don't know, it just looks like a really nice solid yellow. I think it's going to go really well this month. Give me a couple areas to highlight. It's a solid color. Again, these have kind of like that narwhal. The system does come more apart, but it is harder to fill. So for this one, actually, I have some syringes that my husband ordered me that we're going to try out. He ordered these, I think, off of Amazon. Oh, I have a kiddo texting me. Let's see if we can finish this before she tells me she needs to come home from school. Because usually when she texts me, that's what that means. So this is the syringe part. We actually do need the needle portion. This is a dull needle on here, or like a blunt end needle. So I'm not going to poke myself or anything. But what I'm going to do is we'll pull up some ink from our little jar here. Not that much. And then I'm going to take my converter here, and I'm just going to kind of squirt it straight into my converter like that. And now this will take a little bit longer to fully get into my pen because, you know, it does take a minute for it to go down. I'm going to actually push it, is what they call it, a little bit by moving my everything right there until I see a little bit of it coming out, which does take a minute. I think we're about there. I'm looking for that ink. Go the other direction. Oh, there it is. I saw it right there. So I know that ink is down. So now I'm going to go ahead and reassemble. I need to line up that little channel there and then put this here. I love my Vanishing Points. They are amazing pens. Oh, it's not that she wants to come home. It's the show. Okay. So this is the Seashore. Looks like I might have had just a little bit of a former color in there. Ooh. So this may be a mixed color now. And this is a vanishing point. I'm just going to put a VP there. And this one is a medium point. Interesting. See, this is what I meant about sometimes it's hard to clean them out. I actually don't mind the combination of the green with the yellow though. So we have that. We have Colorverse. And it is Sunbeam. And I'm going to put possible leftover. So if the color is a little off, I know that it may not be an exact match for the color swatch. It's a little bit more muddy. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in so you can see all of those a little closer. So there's our nice black. Very good to have a black solid color. There's a lot of things that you need to have black ink for. Then we have the Raven with that rainy day. Perfect for spring weather. The Twinkle with Mono Fuji. The JR with the Emerald Gardens, which is a very nice glitter ink. I don't know how much you guys can see it there. And then the Narwhal with the Wilted Rose, which is turning a little bit more pinkish, which is fine. And then the Sailor Toozy with the Icy Lilac, which again, I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but it does have quite a twinkle to it, which is nice. And then that last one, the Seashore with the Sunbeam, that's a little mixed, we'll say, but a very nice color. So I will try and do a review of all of these and give them star ratings for the combination at the end of the month. So if you're interested in that, don't forget to hit that subscribe button over there. And let me know, what color do you guys like the best? Anyhow, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, I'll see you real soon.